welcome back. This is Deja with Twisted Sisters Mojo. Before we jump into today's video, do us a favor, hit that subscribe button, leave us a thumbs up and a comment. We love it when you do, and we're always glad to hear from everyone. So the topic of today's reading is going to be, am I suffering from an ancestral, aka family curse? Now, before I start this reading, I kind of want to give you a little bit of info. I'm going to make it short and quick because I want to kind of explain where I'm coming from as I do this reading. Now, on the Christian side of the question, am I suffering from a family curse? Am I suffering from an ancestral curse? In the Christian kind of mindset, that means, or that kind of points to or says that, okay, my ancestors committed some major offense against God. That could be like someone practicing witchcraft or someone committing some major sin against God or the commandments or whatever have you. That's not the mindset I'm coming from because I'm not Christian. The mindset that I'm coming from leans, of course, in the pagan, bruja, witchy concept. When a client comes to me and asks if I'm suffering from an ancestral or family curse, I tend to look at, is there a repeat pattern of bad luck? Is someone's ancestors influencing the person's life in the negative right now? Or are they simply going through their own period of growth and facing their own trials and tribulations so that they can elevate and move forward and grow on their own particular path? It is, there have been a couple of readings where I've gotten a client who's asked that question, and yeah, their ancestors are highly irritated with them. And yes, so on that concept, yeah, they are dealing with an ancestral or family curse, but it's not a curse because of something that their ancestors did. It's more a curse of hard, harsh lessons that their ancestors are trying to impart on them now. Is it possible that your ancestors engaged in some behavior that is a repeat pattern through generation to generation to generation? Absolutely. So we're going to take a look at that particular question in that particular concept. Are you suffering from an ancestral or generational curse? All right, so with that being said, we are going to go ahead and get these bad boys shuffled up. And please excuse me, I woke up this morning and I was like super hoarse. I'm not sure why. I'm not sure if it's pollen or whatever, but I just feel like I can't get my throat clear for some reason. All right, so let's go ahead and get these guys shuffled up. We are using the Tarot Grand Lux by Cyril Marchetti. You see me use this deck a ton of times. I usually use his Tarot of Dreams at work, so let's get into this. All right, we're going to divide up the deck into 4 piles, but yeah, maybe 4, maybe 5, I don't know yet. My tarot card keeps sliding again. All right, so pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, and it looks like it's going to be pile 4. All right, so take a moment, take a deep breath, get your head cleared, pick your pile 1, 2, 3, or 4, and let's begin. Am I dealing with or suffering from an ancestral curse? If you pick pile 1, all right, we have the 5 of Cups in its upright. We have Temperance. And then we have the it the Knight or is it the King? That's the King of Wands, and it's reverse. So are you suffering from an ancestral curse? No. But your ancestors are putting things in your way that you need to learn from. And it seems as though every time they put this particular lesson in place in front of you, you miss it. And you overlook it. You are not looking at it for what it is. Your perspective is all wrong. So you're tending to make the same mistake over and over and over again. And yeah, your ancestors are a little irked about this because they're continually having to put this lesson in front of you. Are you suffering from an ancestral curse? Is it an ancestral curse? No. What it is a lesson that your ancestors are putting in your path that you're not absorbing, you're not getting. You're constantly repeating that same outcome. It's like taking a test over and over and over and over and over again and not answering the questions any differently. So what I can advise you to do is when you are facing these difficult times, these difficult situations, change up your perspective and change up how you handle that particular repeat situation. Because all it is your ancestors are like, girl, boy, whatever, wake the fuck up and listen to what we're trying to tell you. So yeah, it may feel like you're cursed, but it's not from your ancestors. It's just because your pattern, you're making blah. You are doing a repeat pattern of behavior that is negatively affecting you. And if you don't get it in this lifetime, I can guarantee you're going to damn sure face these exact same situations when or if you decide to reincarnate at some point after your spirit leaves this particular shell. So guys, learn your lessons. When you are faced with a difficult situation, look at how you're making the decisions to handle it. If it hasn't worked 10 times before, it's not going to work the next 10 times. So switch it up. Get the lesson, absorb it. All right, so that's if you picked pile 1. Blah, I sound terrible. All right, if you picked pile 2, am I dealing with an ancestral curse? Let's take a look. Okay. We have the 7 of Cups up in its reverse. You have the Ace of Swords up in its reverse. And you have the 2 of Swords up in its reverse. Let me lay another one just to be sure. Because what I'm getting at a spiritual level is that there is some ancestral intervention that is tied to you, something that your ancestors did that maybe has leaked through to you. Ow. Yeah. Okay. I can't even believe I'm going to say this, but am I suffering from an ancestral curse? I would say that on some level, yes, you are dealing with an ancestral curse, but this curse can easily be broken by being honest with yourself and honest about the things that you're doing wrong and totally and completely revamping your life. When we're dealing with the Tower, we are talking about a complete demolition of everything that you have in place and the need to wipe it out, start over with a firm foundation and rebuild. So, are you dealing with an ancestral curse? On some level, probably, But that can easily be changed up by totally revamping and getting rid of everything that's negative in your life, everything that needs to change, everything that needs to be rebuilt, and being honest about it. Spiritually, are you kind of blinded to everything that's wrong in your life? And really ripping the veil off and saying and being honest with yourself about how much responsibility you have in where your life is at right now. Yeah, your ancestors are playing a big part in what's going on, but as a human being that's in control of your particular life, you need to change. You need to be honest with yourself about the shit that you're doing wrong and quit trying to shift the blame onto everything else and redo it. If you are dealing with bad luck after bad luck after bad luck after bad luck, then baby, wipe it out. Yeah, your ancestors are not real thrilled with your pattern of behavior, and it seems as though your ancestors, some of your ancestors may have had the same problem while they were in their physical bodies. But they're trying to tell you, don't do what we did. So, are you suffering from an ancestral curse? To a certain extent. But you are still completely in control of where that moves forward. So be honest with yourself and revamp it. Revamp your life. If you got negative shit that you know you're doing, stop it. No matter what the cards say, no matter what the ancestors say, you are still in control of how you move forward. So that's the answer if you picked pile 2. Yes, to a certain extent. And yes, there is a deep need to break everything down and rebuild it in a more positive, productive avenue moving forward. So that's if you picked pile 2. If you have picked pile 3, all right, if you have picked pile 3, we are dealing with the 2 of Wands and it's upright. We are dealing with justice. And we're dealing with the 4 of Swords in its reverse. Are you dealing with an ancestral curse? I would not say curse per se. What the spirits are imparting is that now is your opportunity to do good. Now is your opportunity to make amends for things that have gone on in the past. You don't need to make amends for your ancestors. That's still their responsibility. You honor them, you talk to them, you ask for their guidance, but their mistakes are their mistakes. And what they're trying to point out to you is for you to take the opportunity to do right for the things that you've done wrong or mistakes that you've made. Spiritually, we all try to have the best of intentions, but we're human, we fuck up. What the ancestors are trying to tell you is that when you fuck up, take responsibility for those actions, change it, clear that karma out. If you've been doing people wrong and it's coming to bite you in the ass, that's what karma does. And there's a lot of different kinds of karma. We're going to do like a video on that later, but in a nutshell, you're dealing with some karma from things that have gone on in the past. Not your ancestors' karma, but your own. And now is the opportunity to make right on maybe some of the things that you need to make right on. So are you dealing with an ancestral curse? No. But your ancestors are telling you this is the time to make right on the things that need to be fixed, need to be amended. If you owe someone an apology, give that person the apology that needs to be given. So that's if we picked pile 3. Are you dealing with a ancestral curse? All right. We have the wheel up in its reverse. The Wheel of Fortune up in its reverse. We have the 6. I'm so tired. The 6 of Wands up in its reverse. And we have the 8 of Cups in its reverse position. So, are you dealing with an ancestral curse? Let's take a look at this. Humbity. This is a little bit difficult. Okay. We have the Star up. We have the Lovers up. And we have the 4 up. Are you dealing with an ancestral curse? No, you are not dealing with an ancestral curse. There are some issues with your ancestors that have caused maybe a short series of bad luck at times. And that's kind of passed down. That's nothing that cannot be fixed or rectified if you're not patient. If you might need to do a house cleansing. You might need to do a spiritual cleansing in your home. You might need to push to switch up your luck, because it doesn't seem as though your family's been real great about having good luck in a lot of ways. And that is something that seems to have been passed down from generation to generation. But you can change that by changing your attitude, by being positive, by being focused. And I'm sensing that there's a couple of you that are listening right now that are already there. You felt the shift. You've got the positive energy. You've got that hope moving forward. And that in and of itself is going to change that family curse. Consider it like taking a stone, throwing it into a pond. That stone is positive energy. You're throwing that positive energy into a lake, and that when that stone hits that water, that ripples out. That ripple effect going outwards. All of that positive energy, all of those positive changes that you're making, that you're throwing into that pond, is going to ripple out. And yes, that's going to affect you. That's going to affect your family. And that ripple's going to continue to go even when you're an ancestor, when your spirit has left this body. So, are you suffering from an ancestral curse? I would say no. Are you suffering from a lineage that maybe has not had the best of luck in endeavors? The cards are leaning towards yes on that. But you can change that. Like I said, use your magic. Use your positive energy. Make that change. Be that positive change. And, you can be the catalyst for other generations in your family lineage to have positive energy, to have success moving forward. So, there you have it. Am I suffering from an ancestral curse? In a nutshell, couple yeses, couple no's, one, excuse me. And I think it's time to close this out. This has been Deja with Twisted Sisters Mojo. Please do us a favor, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and we will see you all on the next video.